In the heart of Jerusalem, the curtain rises on the Third Temple ceremony, sparking curiosity and speculation about its true purpose. Fueled by biblical prophecies from ancient texts like Ezekiel and Isaiah, the Third Temple symbolizes more than just bricks and stones. It represents the divine presence of God, laden with historical and prophetic significance. As the Temple Institute and other Jewish organizations actively prepare for its construction, tensions mount on the contested Temple Mount, echoing a delicate dance between faiths. Amid uncertainties, a predicted peacemaker is anticipated, holding the key to harmonious worship. Against the backdrop of Israel's rebirth in 1948, the stage is set for the unfolding of end-time Bible prophecy. The Third Temple in Jerusalem holds great importance based on ancient predictions found in the books of Ezekiel and Isaiah. These biblical prophecies talk about Israel returning to its promised land and the rebuilding of the temple, marking a crucial part in fulfilling promises made by God. The Third Temple isn't just seen as a regular building. It's a symbol of God being with His people. In simpler terms, imagine these prophecies as ancient messages foreseeing a special connection between Israel and God. It's like a story saying that after a long journey away, the people of Israel will come back to their special land, and as a sign of this return, they'll rebuild a significant place for worship, the Third Temple. This temple isn't just about bricks and stones. It's about showing that God is right there with His people, a constant presence in their lives. So the significance of the Third Temple goes beyond being a physical structure. It's a powerful symbol of a divine connection between God and the people of Israel. Even though the idea of building the Third Temple brings hope, there's a darker side predicted in biblical texts like Daniel and teachings linked to Yeshua, Jesus. These writings talk about a not-so-friendly figure called the anti-Messiah, and there's a rather gloomy prophecy that says this person will defile the temple. It's like saying there might be troubles even after the temple is built. Think of it as a story that has both happy and scary parts. The happy part is about building a special place for worship, the Third Temple. But then, there's a twist in the plot with this anti-Messiah character, who, according to the prophecy, will do something not so good to the temple. This adds a bit of complication to the tale, suggesting that challenges and conflicts might show up even after the temple is all set up. So it's not just a straightforward happy ending. There's a mysterious and challenging side to the story that keeps things interesting, making us wonder what will happen next in this ancient script. Getting ready for the Third Temple is a big deal for Jewish groups, especially the Temple Institute. They're not just sitting around waiting, they're actively doing things to prepare for building it. The Temple Institute wants everyone to know how crucial the temple is in Jewish beliefs and history. They're putting in a lot of effort by doing careful research, making plans, and teaching others about it. Imagine it like getting ready for a special event. These groups are like event planners, but for something really important and sacred. The Third Temple. The Temple Institute is like the expert team, making sure everything is just right, following all the rules and traditions. They want the Third Temple to be a perfect reflection of what's important in the Jewish faith. So it's not just about putting up a building. It's about making sure every detail is in line with what their beliefs and history say. It's like they're crafting a significant piece of their story, making sure it's done thoughtfully and with great care. A big problem with the Third Temple is where it's supposed to be, the Temple Mount. This place is super important for both Jews and Muslims, and right now, there's a Dome of the Rock and an Al-Aqsa Mosque sitting there. It's like having two different groups who really care about the same piece of land. This has caused a lot of tension and fighting over who gets to control and own this special ground. Imagine two friends both wanting the same favorite spot in the park. In this case, it's not just a disagreement, it has led to arguments, protests, and even really bad fights between the Jewish and Muslim communities. So building the Third Temple is not just about construction plans. It's also about figuring out how to share this important place peacefully. It's like trying to find a fair solution so that both groups can feel connected to the land they care so much about. But right now, it's a bit like a tough puzzle to solve, and finding the right answer is crucial to make sure everyone can feel respected and connected to this holy site. Understanding that the Temple Mount is a touchy subject, people are hoping for a plan that brings peace. The goal is to make a way for both Jews and Muslims to worship there without causing problems. It's like wanting everyone to share and get along on this special piece of land. Many folks believe that a person who is respected and trusted by both groups could be the key. Imagine someone everyone looks up to, like a wise and fair friend, stepping in to help. This person might have the ability to find a solution that respects the religious importance of the Temple Mount for both Judaism and Islam. It's kind of like hoping for a referee in a game who everyone agrees is fair. This referee or respected figure could help make sure both sides feel heard and understood. Finding a way for everyone to practice their faith peacefully on the Temple Mount is like solving a puzzle for the greater good. It's about creating a plan that respects everyone's beliefs and helps them worship in harmony on this sacred ground. To really get why the Third Temple is a big deal, we need to look back at history, specifically at the rebirth of Israel in 1948. That's when the modern state of Israel came into being, and it's a major event often thought to be super important for fulfilling end-time prophecies. It's like a key moment that sets the stage for something even more significant. Imagine it as the start of a grand story. In 1948, Jewish people returned to their ancestral land, and that's a big deal. It's seen as a kind of signal or hint that the Third Temple might be next on the agenda. People see this return to their original homeland as a sort of early step toward making the temple again and bringing to life promises written in the Bible. So think of it like connecting the dots in a story. The return of the Jews to Israel in 1948 is like turning the first page of a book, and people are eagerly waiting to see what happens next, with the construction of the Third Temple being a crucial part of this unfolding narrative. It's all about understanding the past to see how it fits into what's expected in the future based on ancient prophecies. Even though people are really looking forward to the Third Temple and getting ready for it, there's a lot of uncertainty about how it will actually happen. The world's political situation, religious tensions, and the way different communities interact make it a pretty complicated task. It's like trying to navigate a tricky path with a lot of unknowns. Think of it as planning a big party where everyone has different ideas about how things should go. But in this case, it's not just about preferences. It's about deeply held beliefs and traditions. The Jewish community's dreams of the Third Temple need to be balanced with the worries and feelings of the Muslim world. It's a bit like juggling, trying to make sure everyone's needs and concerns are considered. The challenges aren't just about building something physical. They're about finding a way for people with different beliefs to coexist peacefully. It's a bit like solving a puzzle with pieces that don't always fit together easily. Despite the enthusiasm and preparations, there's this big question mark hanging over how everything will come together, making the journey to the realization of the Third Temple a complex and challenging one. In the tapestry of faith, the journey towards the Third Temple weaves a complex narrative of anticipation, challenges, and hope. From biblical prophecies to the meticulous preparations of Jewish organizations, the quest for the Third Temple reflects a profound spiritual yearning. The tensions surrounding its contested location and the predicted role of a unifying figure underscore the delicate balance between diverse beliefs. As uncertainties persist, the story unfolds against the backdrop of Israel's rebirth in 1948, hinting at the fulfillment of ancient prophecies. The Third Temple's realization remains an enigma, resonating with the echoes of the past while casting a hopeful gaze towards the future.